When thinking about the body, mind, and soul, or body, mind, and spirit, what comes up for you? What comes up for me is connection, harmony, peace. And many of us look for these things within ourselves as well as within others. And when we look for it, sometimes we feel like it's out of reach. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome you, vibrant visionaries. My name is Carey-Blackman, and I am an energy medicine healing practitioner and a holistic nutrition coach who uses ancient healing modalities to help find inner harmony in our modern world. And today, we're going to be learning about our chakras and the impact it actually has on our mind. So our mind is where it all begins, and everything is mental. And what I mean by that is that everything actually comes into our mind before it's actually made in reality. So we have our neurons and our synapses that allow us to make these connections, right? And when that actually happens, that's taking place with new learning, even learning new habits. Now, let's talk about the chakras and how they actually govern our mind. We have three. We have our throat chakra, we have our third eye, and we also have our crown chakra. So let's start talking about the throat chakra. The throat chakra in Sanskrit is Vishuddha. And what that means is essential purity. And it's also associated with the color blue. So if you happen to see people who might happen to give speeches, presentations, and they're wearing the color blue, they're using the vibration from that color in order to tap into that particular energy of our throat chakra. Now, our throat chakra, of course, is located in our throat, but it's the center of our throat. It's also connected to our mouth, our tongue, our ears, our thyroid, and our parathyroid. It's all about communication, integrity, and morals. And it's like the gateway to our spiritual consciousness. And why is that? Because of the communication piece and the integrity that is involved. Now, when our throat chakra is out of balance or it's blocked, then we might experience symptoms like a sore throat, laryngitis, ear infections, speech problems like stuttering or a lisp. And there's so many more. Like if you feel tension in your jaw or in your mouth, that is also impacting your throat chakra. So for example, this might be triggering, but when George Floyd was murdered and it was televised everywhere, I never really talked about how it felt, but it affected me because my jaw, the tension was so tight. And when I started to balance my throat chakra, then the communication came with clarity and wisdom, and my truth was able to be released effortlessly. And I was able to talk about how George Floyd's death had impacted me, and my jaw wasn't tightening anymore. I wasn't experiencing the teeth grinding. I was able to really effortlessly speak my truth on a tough conversation. And with the throat chakra being in balance, you can speak your truth with love. It's tough love, but you can still do it. So what that means is that means that we actually also need to be able to listen. And that's another aspect of our throat chakra. That means putting our ego to the side and being able to listen without already having a rebuttal, because then you're not listening. It's also being able to not have any judgment when you're listening to someone else. It's seeking understanding. So with understanding that, we know we have foods that are nurturing our throat chakra. These are like low glycemic foods, our watery vegetables or watery fruits like berries and squash, plums. You can also have sea salt, nuts and seeds. And in addition to food And wearing the color blue, you can always meditate. Meditating, doing cardio, sound healing. Like if you love to sing, that's healing. Chanting, listening to music, that's nourishing. That's not going to give you negative thoughts. We want nourishing music that you would listen to. Now the next chakra is the third eye. And in Sanskrit, that's ajna. And ajna means to perceive and to go beyond wisdom. So that means that we're going beyond what is actually physical. We're looking at clarity, concentration, intuition. And when we are looking at where the third eye is located, it is right here, right between our brows. And the third eye is connected to our eyes, nose, pineal gland, our pituitary gland, and our brain. And when our third eye is in balance, oh, did I tell you it was the color indigo? It's the color indigo. And when our third eye is in balance or blocked, it affects our perception. We get confused, we might be pessimistic, struggling with self-acceptance, not really trusting our thoughts. So there's a lot of self-doubt that's actually going on, and that causes us to second guess ourselves and look outside of ourselves for answers. So if you ever notice for yourself or for others that you might be a little subjective and narrow-minded or inflexible, that's all mental. It's all of imbalance. And when you have the physical symptoms that go along with that, you can have migraines, high blood pressure, hormonal imbalances. Your eyes can be blurry, or you can have other eye problems like cataracts. You can have sinus infections or a low immune system. So we know that we have these physical aspects that are always connected with what we internalize. So just remember that your body knows, and a variety of symptoms can always show up if you're choosing not to let something or someone go and really work on the messages that you're receiving in order to heal. So what does a balanced third eye look like? Clarity, straight up clarity. You're using both hemispheres of your brain, the left and the right brain, and they are working harmoniously. So that's a balance of the logical side as well as the emotional side. Then it shows because you have a stronger sense in being able to make a decision, and that increases your self-confidence. It also allows you to connect more with yourself and messages that you might receive intuitively, because we all have gifts. And not only that, you get to sleep better. So when you're sleeping better, your body has a chance to heal. That means our hormones could also be in balance. Our energy is managed better. That's with our metabolism as well as our stress management. So when we are working on being able to balance our third eye, what does that look like? Meditation. These chakras really focus on meditation. And if you didn't hear it today, meditation is medicine. So you can also do yoga poses, breath work like nostril breathing, which helps balance both hemispheres of the brain. You can do sun gazing, and sun gazing happens just before sunrise, just before sunrise and just before sunset. Now, the foods you can have raw cacao, you can have goji berries, coconut oil, hemp seed, cilantro. So these are just a few things that you can definitely put in order to just nourish your third eye. Now, the last chakra that we're going to talk about is our crown chakra. That's at the top of our head. And the Sanskrit word for that is Sahasrara, meaning 1,000-petaled lotus. It is the divine lotus. And there are two colors, but one commonly known color that's associated with the crown chakra is violet, but there's also white. And when we focus on the crown chakra, it's really all about thought and the many layers. Think about that 1,000-petal lotus, the many layers that come with that. So we got wisdom, divine consciousness, awareness, peace, enlightenment. And it's really all about the power that we are connecting with, that life force energy, with humans, plants, animals, objects. All of that has energy. And we are actually bridging that energy with earth energy and the higher power and within our higher self. And it's really all about making a spiritual connection. So when we have the crown chakra also connects to our pituitary gland, our pineal gland, and the hypothalamus. So that means our brain and our nervous system are connected with our chakras. And it's also connected to our ears, nose, and throat. The chakras that actually govern our mind are also connected to the same body parts, most of them. So what does that look like what does it look like when our crown chakra is imbalanced or blocked? When our crown chakra is imbalanced or blocked, we have discomfort that shows up as being distracted. Do you find yourself easily distracted with social media, with gossip? And if it's easy, that's a definite indicator. There's also disconnections. We have different types of disconnections. You might notice you or someone else is disconnected from other people, even from yourself, where you feel like you have no purpose. You're just going through life, not knowing why you're here. So the disconnection could also look like arrogance. So you are so arrogant that you can't connect with people. The greed is also there, and being exhausted, physically exhausted. The other aspect of that is that your head is so high up in the cosmos that you're not even connected to the earthly experiences that you're supposed to be embracing. So these are just different ways in order to identify it, and the limiting beliefs, because that's connected to our self-doubts, which actually holds us back. So when we also encounter physical symptoms of crown chakra imbalances, we get to experience migraines. You can have anxiety, depression, dizziness, sensitivity to light, brain fog, sleep disturbances. So we want to work towards where we can actually have a balanced chakra. So when we have our balanced chakra, what that looks like is that you're having a stronger connection to the divine, to the Most High, to Jehovah, whoever you would like to call him or her. You're having a stronger connection with yourself, and you get to really see the beauty in all things, even the struggle. There's beauty in a struggle because it's part of a lesson that we're learning. So for those of you who had started with me when I just started the real life weight loss for women weight loss group, and we used to have our Lotus and Lavender conversations, and it focused on really being able to hone in on our mindsets, on just being aware of ourselves. We were working on this type of energy, and I'm just so excited and love that, because we were really peeling back layers that got us to where we are right now. So I say all of that to say that this work doesn't stop. We really just keep going, and we just peel another layer, another layer, and another layer. So talking about layers, let's talk about the food. What food is connected to the crown chakra? It might be debatable, but I honestly believe that the only thing that you should be consuming when you're doing this is water. That's it. You can have cardio, you can do a gratitude practice, you could do meditation, you can have plants within your spaces, but really just water and being able to fast so that you can have that connection. Now that we've talked about the throat, the third eye, and the crown, we are giving ourselves this opportunity to really tap into our understanding of really what is best for us as a collective, because we are unified. So when we see that we have our chakras that are balanced, and we're connecting with one another and just really within ourselves, we get to vibrate higher. So I hope this was beneficial for you. If you have any questions, you can ask the questions below. If you found any of this information just resonated with you, or it may have had you think about something else where you had another connection, let me know. I'd love really to hear about it. And until next time, I'm sending y'all so much love, so much light.